Good morning, guys. How are you doing this morning? It's Friday. Yay! And guess what? It's the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup this weekend. Yay! South Africa and Japan playing. England's playing Australia, I think. So some pretty cool games lined up for the weekend. So anyway, today is Friday Freedom. So one of the things I want to talk about today, well, the thing I want to talk about today is that people often say to me that they don't know what their beliefs are around something. As I say, because I often say, and it's, you've probably heard it many times in the market, we trade our beliefs in the market, we don't trade the market, right? Because what we're doing all the time is projecting our beliefs, and that's what we're responding to, but not just in trading, any area of life. That is what we tend to do. So, and so many people say to me, they have no limiting beliefs, or they have no unsupported beliefs, or they don't know what their beliefs are. And I just want to, it's going to be quite short today because it's very simple. I want to give you a very simple trick to identifying what your true beliefs are, what the beliefs are that you really, really respond to, react to in your trading. And you can apply this same trick in any area of your life, to anything in your life. That's why I say that trading is the gift that keeps on giving. But this one trick, it's the absolute giveaway. Anybody can do it. It's very easy, and it will instantaneously give you an insight into what your beliefs are, and you'll be able to sit back, look at it, and know straight away if it's actually supporting your endeavors or halting your endeavors. In fact, even sabotaging or destroying your endeavors, okay? And this trick is simply the language you are using. It's the words that you say. So how you're going to go about doing that is be mindful of the dialogue you're having in your mind. Be mindful of what you say about you and trading or the market. What are the words that you use? Not just actually verbalize, but actually use in your head as well. What are those words? Because they are the biggest, the ultimate giveaway as to what's really going on for you. And once you become aware of them, you can then start asking yourself the question, well, is that supporting me or is it not? And then once you identify what does and doesn't support you, then you can start dealing with that. Okay, you need to know what to deal with. It's just like in trading, you need to review your trades in order to know what to tweak, in order to pick up patterns of behavior. It's the same with the words that you use. It's the very, very same. We need to be, so that's why I say you need to be consciously competent when you're trading, and not trade on autopilot. We need to be very conscious because we need to be very aware of the dialogue we're having with ourselves in our mind. Okay, so a lot of the words that we use is what I would call imperative language. It's instructive language, and a lot of that language that we use is coming from injected values, what we perceive we should be doing rather than what we would actually love to be doing from our heart. And this is a really, I don't know why language in this sense is not taught more widely, because generally speaking, people don't understand the power of the words that we use, the energy that they carry. And so often we use imperative language and we subjugate ourselves to that language, and we disown ourselves, and we disown our own needs and wants with that language. Because we think we should be doing X, Y, and Z because that's what society says, or that's what you've been taught, or that's what you think it should be. And the language will tell you whether it is injected values that you are responding to, or in actual fact coming from your heart center. For example, do you get up in the morning and you think, I should actually go and look at the charts? Or do you get up in the morning and you say, I'd love to get trading now? Two very different energies, two very different ways of looking. The same act, okay, the very same act, but two very different energies and coming from two very different places. So if you're saying something like, oh, I should actually get to trading now, or should actually get to the charts, or I should actually go and trade, that should is what we would call imperative language. That is something outside of you telling you you should do something. You should not do anything. Should means that you're feeling obligated to do something. It is not coming from inside of yourself. It's not coming from an inspired state. It's coming from a subjugated state. Okay, so that should means that that market has power over you. Whereas if you're getting up in the morning and you say, okay, I'd love to get to the charts now, right? Very different energy, completely different. The word love, look, what does love mean? Where does it come from? It comes from our heart center. It comes from our soul. It comes from every single cell fiber of our body. You know, without going into the word love, we can do that on another live, because there's so much in that word, and the more we are in that state, the better and the more powerfully we will live. But just look at it from today's training perspective, that the difference in the language that you're using. If you would say you would love to get to the charts now, if you get up and say, oh God, I would love to get to the charts, that is something that's coming from an inspired state. Is where you are owning your trading, you are owning the charts, you're owning the market, you know, insofar as your interaction with it. Okay, very different. They're two same act, very different energies, very different language. So what is the language that you are using? If you are using the word should, for example, and before I go on, actually, often people say, oh, well, I didn't actually mean that. They'll say something, oh, well, I didn't actually mean that. Well, I'm going to challenge you on that and say, yes, you did. And how often have you actually said in an argument, for example, maybe with your loved one, and you've said something, and they've challenged you on it, and you say, yeah, but I didn't mean that. You know what I mean. You know, sound familiar? I know I've done it. But the truth is, you did mean that. You absolutely did mean that. But there's a part of you that didn't want to say that. And that part of you that didn't want to say that is the ego, but your soul said it, because that is the truth. But you think you should not have said it, therefore you want to try and take it back. So, we always say the words that we mean, always. So if you're trying to retract something, what you're actually trying to retract is actually the truth. And you're trying to replace it with something that you think you should say, that you think you think you will get a better outcome. So be very mindful of the language that you're using. If you are using the words like should go to the chart, should be trading, it's not the end of the world. It seriously is not the end of the world. It can be reframed. The next thing is to sit back and ask yourself, well, why am I feeling like that? What is it that's driving that? What is driving that feeling? Is it fear of the charts? Is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of losing another trade? Is it fear of not being able to find a trade? What is it? But get very clear about what is it that's creating this almost dread of trading. What is it? So that's what I want you to be thinking about over the weekend, is what is the language? Start becoming aware of the language you're using. And next week, what I'm actually going to do is I'll post it here, but next week what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a deep dive into imperative language inside the trading community, our closed group for traders. It's totally free. If you want to join it, please please come and join us. It really is a cool group. And twice a week, I do a deep dive training. So one of the ones I'm going to do next week is all about language, imperative language, and how we can, one, identify it, and two, deal with it, powerfully deal with it, so that we're not feeling fear or subjugation or threatened by trading, but we are coming to trading from an inspired state, awakened state, where we are confident and certain. Because you're not trading with 100% confidence and certainty, don't trade. Do not trade. It's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it until you are able to become 100% confident and certain. Okay, have a wicked weekend. Have an awesome weekend. Enjoy the rugby. I know I am. I haven't seen any of the games yet for the Rugby World Cup, so I'm looking forward to watching a couple of them tomorrow morning. Yay, go South Africa. And yeah, have a wonderful weekend, and I shall catch you next week. And mind that language. Take care. Bye.